This afternoon, Yerushalmi Kilayim. The article is V'Hadar edition. We're on Daf Ayin Vav Amud Aleph. We're at the first two dots. Ein Matame B'Koyim Ella Samer Upishtim. That is in the Vilna on Daf Vav Mem Amud Aleph. The sixth line down. Ein Matame B'Koyim Ella Samer Upishtim. Any time we come to me to Mr. Goyim, only wool and linen. To see beget semer or beget pishtim. It says by Tumas and the Goyim by begodim beget semer or beget pishtim. Yochim tamim bein tzvuim ben she'enim tzvuim. It doesn't matter whether the garment has been dyed or not. Tamulom or beget semer beget pishtim. No, it says we beget semer beget pishtim. Ma pishtim kibriyasa pishtim is the way it is the way it was originally undyed. So too Tzemach could be also. So the name Moshe is my pishton briasa shekos much and it's a nika shu pishton can brias pishton leolam levanahi. So evidently linen is only recognizable as linen when it is undyed. So therefore, just like pishtim has to be undyed, so too the wool has to, just like the linen has to be undyed, so too the wool has to be not dyed as well. I don't know if this is a valid way of interpreting it, but I would say perhaps the word pishtim instead of pishton. Pishtim indicates that it's raw material as opposed to pishton, which is a worked material. And therefore, perhaps that's why we went from pishtim that it is white. So it says or uncolored. Otis fine. Let's assume, perhaps we exclude that which is dyed by human beings. What about a type of wool which is dyed and has evidence, like it's, I guess, like from a black sheep or something like that? No, pishtim and tzemer gotta be the same. Ma pishtim levana av tzemer levana. They both have to be white in order to be with Midagoyim. Tina trey clothing below damian dain l'dain. So in the Mishnah it says by both Kilayim and by Nagoyim beget tzemer bear pishtim, and they're not similar to each other because Kilayim applies even by color garments, and Nagoyim does not. Okay, Taninan ein osim shum kaim. This first klal is Taninan ein osim shum kaim el tzemer pishtim. Tzemer pishtim bein tzvuim ben lebanim, whether it's colored or white. Taninan ein matam begoyim el tzemer pishtim uvad lebanim. They got to be white. Rabbi Yehuda, so let's see. Rabbi Yehuda said boy kun Rabbi Mona. Tamran mar bein tzvuim ben lebanim. Okay, by Kilayim we said both tzvuim all of whether they're colored or not. But he by the Goyim said only white. Normally, shani it's different. Shoshana la bakosov. The pasuk repeats itself. Tzemer shtei pamim. It's the word tzemer twice. So that extra tzemer is a linkage, is what we link to pishtim to tell us it's got to be white. Ma pishtim could be also, av tzemer could be also. It's interesting here. It says pishton instead of pishtim. But pishtim, for the way I suggested before, will be the source of the drasha. Okay. Rabbi Zeba says, "See, sons by Kodesh Yubash." The Kohen wears a tunic of holy fabric. Bad shu ola yechidi. Bad means it comes up in single strands. In other words, in the flax plant, the strands which are clear to linen grow in strands, individual strands. Says when I write tzemer ola yechidi. Wait a minute, but also all wool comes out as individual hairs. So what's in between the what makes you think badness? Badness only means linen. Pirish b'Kabbalah. So, we need to come out to Pasuk in Yechezkel. says v'lo yalem tzemer b'shorsim mitzar hapnimi ba baisa. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to wear wool when they serve in the Shar Pnimi in the Beis Hamikdash, and in the house. In the house seems to be the Kodesh Kodashim. But in any event, we see that they in the Beis Hamikdash, they're not allowed to wear any wool. And we assume it's referring to the their Iker B'gadim. So but the Bnei Moshe says, lo yalem b'shel tzemer ha'mechutz k'mo avnei bigdei kohen gadol efod v'choshen mutar lo slem sheyayu b'hem sheish mazor gan kinim hatzemer. He says that outside the Kodesh and outside the Kodesh Kodashim, that you are allowed. So he's learning the word baisa. Shabni baisa means one thing in the Kodesh Kodashim. Kodesh Kodashim, they can wear no wool. Kohen Gadol could not wear any wool when he went to Kodesh Kodashim. Outside the Kodesh Kodashim, in the Kodesh and certainly basically itself, you could wear wool, but the main garment, which the Kohen Gadol wore on Yom Kippur, resembling the garment, although much more expensive, of a Kohen Hedyot the rest of the year, that was linen, and therefore we extrapolate and say that the garment of any Kohen was linen. And as it says here, I don't know what I have to read. Moshe just read for the Gemara. For the Gemara, Hamvachutz Ole. It says mutter for the Chaim changed for some reason to Ole. It said mutter Osalem Ole. Okay, so Machutz they wear tzemer, but not inside the Kodesh Kodashim. Machutz may hear even in the Kodesh. Says the Gemara. Minayin sheim mutar b'kilayim. How do we know the Kohanim are allowed to wear kilayim? Sheim arbez mitznefet sheish. The mitznefes was the hat, and mitznefes sheish v'sparei migbo sheish. This is about sheish morzor. There's a nate sheish morzor. So I don't know the difference between mitznefes and migbo. So I have to tell you, never paid attention to puzzle before. Shmos Lamates Kov Ches says mitznefes sheish, as parei migbo sheish. Mitznefes say about sheish morzor. So the even as it says mitznefes sheish, that's Aaron's hat. As parei migbos, that's his children's hat. Mitznefes is not a migbas. But the Chizkuni says Peir Mikbas is not a separate hat. All the hats are included in mitznefes. Peir Mikbos, Peir of Hagon can be kaftor huo barosho mitznefes. It's like a button on the top of the mitznefes. As a little kid, they made this happen. They had yarmulkes with buttons in the middle. So maybe they were zecher to the hats of the Kohanim in the Beis Hamikdash. Okay, so again, mitznefes sheish, Peir Mikbos sheish, mitznefes about sheish morzor, mitznefes sheish morzor. Morzor means it's additional stuff woven in. Tcheles v'argamam b'lashoni. Tcheles, which is blue, argamam purple, lashon, which is red. See parei pishtim yorosham, the parei pishtim, the hats of pishtim will be on the heads. Say pishtim yorosneim, and the pants of pishtim will be on their hips. V'lek reb yeza, and they should not put their avnates, put their belts in the place where they perspire. Adarsh sheish mi sheish. So all these things we darshan as Gzeiras Shabbos. Sheish mi sheish, sheish mi pare, pare mi pare. And it says in Yechezkel that pare pishtim. So how all these things, sheish we learn is linen, right? Sheish mi sheish, sheish mi pare, pare mi pare. Now the next thing is umad shnei tolas davar sheish bo ruach chaim af kol davar sheish bo ruach chaim. So this is a separate drasha. It's the Bnei Moshe says it doesn't have to be from the worm. It can be from anything else which is a Baal Chai. So it's got to be a dye from a live, living creature. And we learn from Mat Tzemer she'ein lo shem levai, a pishtim she'ein lo shem levai. We also learn from Tzemer to pishtim. It says, where's with Tzemer up here? It says in Yechezkel, v'lo yaleim Tzemer, when they're inside the Kodesh Kodashim, right? So outside it's okay, and that is the Avnate. But so just like Tzemer doesn't have a Shem Levi, because we said previously that Tzemer Stam is Tzemer of sheep. So a Pishton has to be Tzemer, a Pishton, a flax, a linen which has no Shem Levi, no additional name, as opposed to Pishton Shel Yam, which we talk about when we talk about Kilayim, with sea Pishton, which is evidently considered to be a different type of fabric. Rabbi Yonah Ula b'Bar Yishmael Shem Lezer Tzemer Pishton Shetorfon Aser. If you have Tzemer Pishtim which you mix together, even though you didn't weave them together, spin them together. Even though you didn't spin them together, it's also to wear them. Okay, so what can you do? Maybe litra of od semer gmalim. You can bring a large amount of camel wool, and negate the sheep wool, and then you won't have Kilayim issue. Abba baravuna b'shem Rabbi Yirmiyah Tzemer upishtim. One second. Going back a minute, and I didn't most. I was should say above. By Mashni Tolaz Davar Sheish Baruch Chaim, I've called Davar Sheish Baruch Chaim. So I wrote in Sagmar, perhaps it's a Josh Bifnei Atzma. Tchelis Argamon have to be dafkin about Chai and not from Kali Elon, not plant indigo. And that's learned from Tlash Shoni. Just like Tlash Shoni is from a creature, Talas, so too, the Tchelis Argamon have to be from the York's trunculus, or whatever it is, and not from a plant indigo. Okay, going back to where we are now. Abba Ravunu Shem Rabbi Yirmiyah said, "Tzemer pishtim shetarfon butlan." So if you mix them together, they get negated. What does that mean? Rav Amar also b'tarovdon. Rav says the tarovis is also. So maflig, is there machlokas here? And the Bnei Moshe asks, does Rabbi Yirmiyah actually allow a taroves? Tzemer pish together, which you just said before is also, and Rav says also. That which Rav said it's also is made when he made it a beged out of this taroves, out of the mixture. So they're namavato each other, even though one is greater, one is more than the other. Rabbi Yirmiyah, but Rabbi Yirmiyah said the boy miravta im choron. It's where you already. It sounds like you're intent to mevatel with the other one, but it means you're already mevatel it. So you're already mevatel the tzemer rechelim in tzemer gmalim, and therefore you can now make a beged of the tarovis of the tzemer gmalim, which is mevatel the tzemer rechelim and pishtim. Rabbi Hillel Brevas Hillel beged b'shloshim ribo dinar. He had Rabbi Hillel Brevas had a very very expensive garment, cost 30,000 dinar, 300,000, right? Shloshim ribo, 300,000. No, 30 ribo is 30 times 200. It's 200,000. Anyway, it was a long, astronomical sum. Shloshim ribo dinar v'yaveh Rebbe. He gave it to Rebbe. Umatzah bo kilayim. And he found kilayim in it, v'sorfo. So even though it was extremely expensive beged, nothing to do. Ramonaya Beged B'Shloshim Ribo Dinar. If you have a Rebbe Bar Ada, similar idea. Amle Zavnis Lemis. So sell it to a well, here it says actually in the side the Moshe says Zavnis Lemis, but the Reb Chaim changes the next few words. I'm going to read the line according to where Reb Chaim has it. Amalei Zavnis Lemis for Tachrichim, sell it for shrouds because you can make shrouds of Shabbos, and then it should say V'Kayim Alave, stay there, Ad Shemachrach, until it's actually, you see that the person who sold it puts it on a mace and didn't take it for his own purposes. Okay, so it should say, instead of saying V'Hava Alave Adu Mevorech, it said Kayim Alave Ad Adu Machrach. Amar Kagara Shmuel Bar Yitzchak Ma'aseh Mona Mibeik Katzra. Yerushalmi used to bring clothing from the katzra, which is the launderer. Umesi v'loi asora, it should be chaitin. He'll put on it. He'll bring 10 tailors to check that this garment should not have gotten kilayim when it was at the launderers. So chaitin mefashfinlei. They would check it out to make sure there was no climate. Amar Chagar Rabbi Shmuel Bar Yitzchak Havam Vakid Go Beisei. Rabbi Chagar said that Rabbi Shmuel Bar Yitzchak would direct in his house. The lo mukma novel de amar mikame novel de kiton. They shouldn't put a wrap, a bolt of wool made out of wool fabric next to a bolt of linen fabric, keep up people because they might get mixed up, and therefore that was make sure that people don't get mixed up and then use the wrong fabric with the wrong fabric. The Mishnah said hashayorin but the Chaim's changed gears, which I just did. It's also in the schos on the bottom of the Vilna. Hashem Bakar is metaksa. Baklach agvin kesari. Okay, different types of silk. Amram Mashim Gamliel Chazatikom Farshayam. I went to all the people go down to see. Amru Kalcha Shmo. And they said it's Kalcha. So there's no real kilayim in this because this is not summer fishing. But nevertheless, it was. It's us because my side. I have a swim named Ma'asayim. Ramar Kosh wasn't named Ma'asayim. Afilu b'chandrei chadarim also. Even anything was also because of Ma'asayim. It's also even in very private surroundings. Ma'asayim pliga rab. The Mishnah seems to argue on rab. It says Pishton shitzava b'cheres, which is a dye which is normally associated with linen. Lo yaseh mimena imra mefursima. Shouldn't make it a famous, in other words, public a hem to a garment, because it looks like kilayim, but it's in public. But karm ksasas is mutter. But in karm ksasas, which is in your own private home, it would be mutter. So we see that the Lichor Marasayin is not shaykh b'chadrei chadorim. And we have another case, but that was the end of Ayin above Amid Base.